I didn't join, I was drafted. I didn't think I was going to be able to go to the military because my father died 6 months earlier, in September of 63. I was drafted in May of 64. So I was the oldest son at home, and I had 9 sisters and brothers underneath me. I just had turned 21. So I didn't think I was going to go to the military. My MOS was medical. I said I was a medic in the Army. My role, taking care of the injured. I was sent to Germany, so we did a lot of hospital work, a lot of field work. A moment that I will never forget, there was a situation where a helicopter went down on top of a mountain, and it was snowing at that particular time. They sent my ambulance up to the rescue, and they couldn't bring the copter down because they didn't know what condition it was. Finally, with a ranking officer, chained our ambulance to the helicopter, and we had to stay up there overnight. That was a frightening experience. Afterwards, one of the German residents came up and helped with the helicopter. They finally got it to where it would run, and we were released and came down. The helicopter took off and flew back home. The military shaped me in the fact that it gave me more confidence. Your buddy, you always had his back. In real life, that's important. What does Veteran Day mean to me? Personally, it means that the person that's serving in the military has a lot of responsibility. He has the back of everybody that's in the United States. The sacrifice that he goes through is tremendous. You never understand the importance of home until you're away from home. Life in the military is very, 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 very hard. And the experience that you get will last a lifetime. You'll never forget it. There's time in the military that you don't want to remember, but you can't stop remembering. And this is what hurts so drastically. Veteran Day is a very, very important day because of the sacrifice that the men have gone through to protect you so that you can have the life that you have.
Before I got out of high school, my mom always said, once you turn 18, you got to leave here. You got to go somewhere. You can't just stay here on my dime. And so while I was thinking about it, I thought, what should I do? And I thought, okay, well, I joined the military. And so that's what inspired me to join the military, to just get away from the house, get away from my neighborhood, get away from the stuff that was going on in my neighborhood, because I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and I just wanted to get away. So that was the inspiration for joining the military. My role was United States infantryman, and as an infantryman, you're right there on the ground, and you're fighting. You're a soldier fighting. What I didn't know was there's all these other jobs that I could have signed up for, but it was the way it was offered to me. And I thought, yeah, I want to do that. I want to fire the weapons. I want to fire the bazookas and throw the grenades. And I said all that stuff, not knowing that they were going to shoot me into this position. And later on, I found out what I was going to be doing. And I thought, well, wait a minute, I want to do something else. And I said, well, I have an opportunity to change and take on another job. Can I? And the recruiter says, oh yeah, sure. First lie. So while I was stationed in South Korea as a radio operator, and my lieutenant would share things with me, and I was like his sounding board. So he rolled out his map and he says, okay, Morris, we're going from here to there. And I said, well, sir, if you look at the map, we can't get here from there. We go here and it's a straight cliff and we can't get down. So just look at the relief lines. And he goes, oh, it'll be okay, Morris. I said, sir, I'm telling you, we won't be able to get down. And he goes, no, it'll be fine. We'll get down. We go marching up this hill. We go up like 3,000 feet. I mean, it was a nice march up the hill to get over the backside, to save ourselves like 4 or 5 hours of going around this hill. Because there's nothing in Korea but hills, switchback and hills, right? We get up to the top of the hill and we stand there and there's no way to get down. And I called on the radio, I called my platoon sergeant who was behind me and I said, just turn around. Just turn around and go back. Well, the radio, as I'm talking to my platoon sergeant, the radio communication is going forward to the company, to the battalion, to the brigade, because everybody turned to go that way, right? And then the captain comes up and he's screaming mad, like, what is going on? He's cussing and fussing. What's going on? And I said, sir, everybody just stop, turn around, and go back downhill. And as I was walking down, I heard the captain go up to the top, and the second lieutenant is standing there on the cliff, and he's wondering what happened. It's like, what happened? Like there was a road there and it vanished. Like that's how he's standing there, and the captain is like seething mad, and he's screaming at this guy. And he just listened for a second, but I was a private, and he was a lieutenant, so he didn't want to hear what I had to say. I don't think I'd be the person I am today without the military and the way it shaped me, the direction it gave me, the purpose it gave me, just me standing up to be who I am. That wasn't the one before I joined the military, but now I'm like one of the guys who's going to jump in first and say, okay, this is what we're doing. Especially when I see someone waffling on a decision or whatever, that leadership part of me says, okay, this is the direction we're going to go. Oh man, when I reflect on Veterans Day, it makes me proud. When I took the oath to be a service to my country, I had no idea initially what it meant. But after the first week of indoctrination, after the first week of that, it made me rethink the whole thing. And then I realized I wasn't just there because I was trying to get away, but I was there to protect my country. I was there to protect my neighborhood, to protect my friends, protect my family, and then, the country as a whole. I realized that and I go, wow, this is quite the responsibility. This is more than I thought it would be. And so when I think about being a veteran, I think about all those things that are the sacrifice I gave so someone else could have a good life. So my oldest grandson is in the Air Force, and his 2 brothers are in the Navy. And I see myself again in them. I think every young man should do his part. I know it gets tough in this political climate now, but I think every young man or woman should do their part.
Well, as far as inspiration goes, in the 1960s, more than inspiration was obligation. Because when I came here from Mexico in 1963 and immediately went into high school for 3 years, and the war was heating up. My goal was to study, make something of myself, be all you can be, I guess. And some friends that I graduated with, they immediately signed up, went in the military, basic training. And as soon as I got out of basics and sent them over there, no sooner they got there, they got killed. It was intense. But it got to the point to where I couldn't concentrate. So I said, okay, now, before I had an inspiration, and now I have an obligation. So I went and talked to, around November of 1968, 66, I'm sorry, 66. Went and talked to the recruiter. I went to the Air Force. And he says, well, everything looks good. He says, but I don't have a place for you right now. In around exactly a year, I got a call at work one day, and it was a recruiter. And he said, hey, guess what? I have a place for you now. Okay, so when do I leave? Tomorrow. I said, anyway, he managed to give me an extra day. I said, wow, that's good. So, okay, so 2 days from now, I leave. I call my relatives in Mexico, and they were there the next day. We got together, partied, and said our goodbyes, and then November 1st, 1967, directly to the induction center in downtown LA. Originally, they assigned me to work in administration. They started sending me to training, to work with the general staff. And it got to the point where I figured, okay, I said, I like to try Vietnam, see what happens, because I had a lot of stories. They sent me for 6-month training to Indianapolis, Indiana, an Army base. It involved some, survival and so forth. And I was there for 6 months. February 1970, I got the orders for Vietnam. I said, good, okay. Communication squadron. When I got there, I started working with intelligence. That's what they assigned me to. And the tower, the communication center, back and forth, and so forth. Anyway, and that's what it entailed, working with intelligence and doing a lot of secret stuff I can talk about. Yes, what I will never forget, and to this day, it haunts me from time to time, and especially when they bring the Vietnam Wall. Last year, they had it over here. I found the name of the person, of the persons, 2 or 3 people. One in particular that impacted me was the sergeant in my squadron who was processing out. And he had 3 days left before he got on the Freedom Bird. And I remember vividly, it was early in the morning. I was getting ready to walk over to the communication center, where it was right across from the PX. That was a short distance, maybe 200 yards from where my barracks were. And I was standing out there getting a walk. All of a sudden, I hear the swish. I said, whoa, there's a rocket. Then I hear the loud explosion. It was close. They were aiming for the communication center, but it fell short, like, maybe 100 yards. And this gentleman, Sergeant Pearl, he was walking towards the PX, and the rocket landed like 30 feet behind him. He was walking, the rocket landed behind him, and so he took the brunt of the hit. And being in the military taught me discipline, allow me to grow physically, mentally, and professionally. So the trainings that I had helped. They allowed me to learn and grow, and at the same time, after I left the service, they helped me with my education, which was very, very important for me. To me, Veterans Day means sacrifice. And not only the sacrifice of people who are no longer with us, but the fact that you sacrifice being away from your family, but it's all worthwhile to me. And also, when we celebrate Veterans Day, I remember fondly my friends who are still alive. The ones that have passed, well, we have very fond memories of them, but the ones who are still alive, if possible, get together with them, celebrate life. We were lucky to come home. Advice I would give to someone who's considering joining the military is do it. I would encourage it because it will help grow, teach you discipline, and you won't regret it. It's a growing process, part of your life. A very excellent experience. In pursuit of freedom and honor, we answer the call.
We battled and stood strong for those we love and the values we cherish.
With our brothers and sisters, we fought, ready to sacrifice everything.
And today, we stand united in remembrance,
willing to do it all over again.
For you are all worthy. Private, First Class, Barnett Woods, United States Army.
Sergeant Juan Morse, the United States Army.
Sergeant Henry Gallego, United States Air Force.